Yeah.
Now, another thing that I believe you also mentor investors. So maybe you can tell us about the process of how someone could get in touch with you and what does that mentor-mentee relationship look like?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. It's a passion of mine where, like I said, selfishly creating the podcast for two reasons. One was for my kids to have a voice of dad if something was to ever happen to me,
Oh,
right? Because I travel a lot. And then the second thing is really being curious about what are you doing that I'm not that's working for you, right? And we're sharing it through the podcast. And with that said, it translates into the experience of the passive investor, right? So when I'm bringing on capital raises and sponsors, and we're talking about that aspect of the business, I'm really creating a ecosystem of how do I perfect the business going forward. So when I'm consulting with firms, we're talking about how to nurture the investors. We're talking about how to create a fund, because the fund is going to be the best way that you can create like sustainable business, because of you have your own fund that has your own fees, and now you don't have to rely on raising capital for someone and only getting an acquisition fee, nurturing them for 5 years, updating them with the business, showing nothing for it, right? Because you're not getting any asset management fees as a capital raiser. That's just the nature of the game. Only the lead sponsors are. So as a boutique firm, what are you going to do? You're only going to get the acquisition fee and the exit disposition fee. That's it. So what do you do in the meantime? Create a fund, have your own fees. And now you can capture everything within your fund and not have to worry about raising capital for someone else, because one, you've already done it legally correctly because you've gotten your own documents together, and now you can invest it and be a co-GP in someone else's deal. Or you can go in JV with someone else, and you got to have terms and situations and set your guidelines. But that's what I'm mentoring people on: how to create a fund, how to create a sustainable business, what does your onboarding process look like, and how to nurture your investors.
great,
Nice.
great. And we'll share your contact so people can get in touch with you who are watching this YouTube show. And yeah, maybe we can talk about your podcast a bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Tell us about any
The
interesting.
passive investor.
Yeah, the passive investor show, it's exactly what I just said. It's just painting the narrative for the investor. What to expect when I'm investing with CPI Capital? What am I going to see when I go to your website? What am I going to experience when I become an investor? How's the communication going to be? How often can I access you? And am I going to be, I shouldn't say this, because you're eventually the goal is to scale and hire underneath you. But if as a small boutique firm, people still have access to you, right? People still can call you and text you. And all my investors, after I get off the phone, before I get off the phone with them, I said, this is my number. You can call me, you can text me, or you have my email. You can email me anytime and I'll get back to you. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about doing deals with people you enjoy, investing with people you really like, and building that trust. So, whenever I do go to another location, I know this is completely off the topic, but the podcast has afforded me an opportunity to meet people around the state that now when I go and visit, I'm going to Virginia and then I'm going to Tampa. Before I leave there, I'm going to be meeting with investors for an hour before I get on a flight home. So, I mean, that's what the podcast allows you to do. You get to meet great people and chop it up with them. So,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, and when
fantastic.
people hear you speaking, they kind of see your heart and soul, right? And I can see it right through you. We deal with people for so many people in my past business as a contractor, dealing with so many trades and suppliers and clients. So just speaking to you for a few minutes, you're really down to earth guy, really personable. So it's somebody that this kind of investing is it's not, we're not selling a service or a product. We're selling a partnership. And the term of these things could be, sometimes 5 years or even longer in some cases. So it's important the person you're partnering with, essentially, someone you actually enjoy, someone you trust. So
Well said.
just wanted to kind of go over that.